So we're going to turn it over to Eris right now, and we're going to go into the next version of our cocktail and our cheese. Eris?
Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name's Eris. I'm currently working, well, I actually just started with a fantastic little company called Snuk. We're an online retailer of international foods from all over the world, particularly focused on Middle Eastern, well, East Asian, Indian, African, basically you name it. We have kind of the best of category in, well, countries all over. So I decided to put together a drink that kind of pulled some spice notes. I'm calling it the December Sazerac, and I'm pairing that with Cirone, a really nice cheese from Jumi. They're a great importer, kind of distributor, and it's a Swiss raw milk, very firm, crystalline raw milk cheese. And I'm having that with some of this fantastic Solomon sesame fig marmalade. But let's get started with the cocktail. So Sazeracs are a fun little drink that you serve shaken up. I didn't bring anything for ice, so I'm just gonna do this. Always wanna fill your glass first to chill. I think that will be good. Now, I know in the recipe that I honestly can't remember, I wrote it like a week ago. I do mention using an actual sugar cube, but you don't really need a sugar cube. I usually use just a really nice spoonful of Damer sugar, or two, because I'm so sweet. Then after that, you're gonna want to put ice into this. But first, if you do have a, well, sugar cube, you're going to want to do a little bit of muddling. I, one way or the other, like to do a little bit of muddling just because it kind of breaks apart some of those bits of larger sugar. Then fill with ice. Wunderbar. Now, there's a number of different ways to make a Sazerac. A lot of folks will say use a nice rye whiskey. I myself agree with them. But also Sazerac, which was a drink that came from Louisiana, actually, started by being made with cognac, actually. That is, if you don't listen to the people who make Sazerac rye whiskey. But my favorite way to kind of put these together is to mix both. So I'm gonna do about 1.25 ounces to 1.5 ounces of Sazerac rye whiskey. And I have a really nice cognac here, which I know is probably not the one that I listed, but this guy, the Pierre Fernand, it's the 1840 formula. This is designed to taste, a little bit more, taste like the cognac did during the 1840s, which was kind of the height of bars mixing drinks with cognac. So I don't know, I just think it adds a little extra something, something. Now comes the fun and fantastic bitters themselves. This is Dale de Graaf's Pimento Bitters. Now, pimento, not as in pimento the chili, but pimento the spice, which is allspice. A lot of folks don't realize that it's called pimento. The reason that it's called pimento, I'm just gonna do about 3 handsome dashes there. The reason that it's called pimento is because when they first kind of discovered the Americas, they were looking for actually black pepper, which was once called pimentone. So you had some, I won't name names, but it starts with a C, who came over here and thought he was in India and saw what he thought was a black peppercorn. So he called it pimentone. And as a result, we have pimenton bitters.
Cool.
These particular bitters are really amazing. They're made by De Groff, who's also known as the king of cocktails. And I'm just stirring like nuts here. You really want to wake this up well. De Groff basically came up with this particular recipe and paired with the French distillery Combière, which is in Saumur, France. And it's just amazing. I mean, I use this bitter more than anything. That's also because I'm a huge fan of tiki drinks. So if you enjoy tiki drinks, please try this, mix it in with your painkillers, whatever else you like. Painkiller, the drink, not pain, you know what I meant. Anyways, I don't know, maybe you have extra fun that way. Some people do. So, strain to serve. And I like to do a little bit of a garnish. This is just a nice big satsuma. Ooh. I'm taking off a handsome piece of rind, including both the rind itself and, so I got a little bit of pith there. I just personally like a little bit of that kind of sour bitter note. That's just me. And I put a little tiny clove right in the center of it, just to kind of spice things up. Oh, and that is fantastic. So let's just real quick pull out the cheese with that. Which I forgot I had hidden behind me. So this is Cirone. Cirone, it comes from a Casseri Glaçard. I'm totally butchering that and not pronouncing it properly. Check out on Jumi's website, which is Jumi. They have fabulous info on it. Now, this particular marmalade I am in love with. The reason being, it has both fig, which is, in my mind, like the universal pairing for cheese, but also sesame. And sesame gives it that really nice nuttiness. So you get kind of a nutty nut along with that nice sweet sweet. So I'm just going to do this with a little tiny bit of bread. Ooh. And this, it comes with kind of whole pieces of fig mixed right in there. So it's not like super spreadable being a marmalade. But the folks who make this, they make it in, well, it's just north of Beirut. Their names are Carolyn and George Solomon. They also make these amazing, well, za'atar, which is a spice blend. Anyways, let's give this a try.
This must be the point where we pipe in, huh?
Hmm.
So good.
I also just realized I forgot to wash my glass with absinthe. Very important step with the Sazerac, my bad. Mmm. The strength of the nuttiness within the cheese really pairs well with the sesame, which allows it to hold up really well to the strong Sazerac flavor profile, which also is bringing out a lot of the spice notes in the cheese itself. Highly recommend you guys try this. Bring it for, well, basically any holiday, but I drink this and eat this year round. Anyways, I probably have spoken way too long and you're all getting sick of me. I've definitely made enough fool myself. I'm handing this on now. Well, back to you, Michael.
Yes. And that was magnificent. I love your descriptions on there. And you give us the impression that you really do know what you're talking about. So, you know, and I know that's true. All right. Everybody, thank you so much for coming in and playing and mixing and bringing your cheeses. Cheers.
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 So you're going to be able to find these recipes and, of course, the others that are coming up on michaellandescheese.com. There's a whole section that says recipes, and then it says cocktails, and each one is listed out with all the information that they have provided for me. And of course, this will be on my YouTube channel, Michael Landis Cheese, and it'll be broken out so everybody will be able to mix for the holidays and have a little bit of fun with that. So everybody, thank you so much. This was so much fun. I love all the recipes, and I can't wait to start making them on my own.